YouTube, Richician of Team Sorcerers here, and in this video I'm going to be counting down my top 10 favourite Xyz monsters. Yeah, let's just kick it off, shall we? So, coming in at number 10 is number 61, Volcasaurus. Such a fun rank 5 to mess around with. Basically, he is a mini Destiny End Dragoon, but thankfully I can conduct my battle phase, but this guy can't attack directly in the same turn, which is why generally people would then go into Gaia Dragon the Thunder Charger afterwards. So if there is no monsters, they can make a direct attack, but all the same, Volcasaurus is a nice fun card to bring out like at any point, just to gain a big lead or try and get the upper hand mid to late game. It's a really fun, cool card, which I try and play in, well, basically anything that can run level 5 monsters, really. There isn't much else to say about it, really. Nice 2/5 beat stick that inflicts burn damage. It's pretty fun. In at number 9 is actually Express Gaming's favourite number monster, number 32, Shark Drake. A very fun rank 4. To mess around with. Not the easiest one to go into because it needs 3 level 4s, but yeah, it's very possible to easily bring out this guy when playing gadgets, and it's a fun 2/8 beta, and can also help gain a lead in life points. Just run over a monster, pop it, detach a material, bring it back, and then attack for more damage. Like, it's just great. Maybe not one of the best generically, but in basically any rank 4 deck of any kind that can drop a whole bunch of level 4s, definitely worth it in my opinion. And coming in at number 8 is number C39, Utopia Ray V. Basically, Volcasaurus in Utopia form. And another very fun card to bring out, which can be especially good mid to late game. And there's no drawback behind doing it, apart from the fact that if it pops a face-down monster, it doesn't inflict the burn damage, but at least it can still attack in the same turn, which makes it truly a formidable Xyz monster. I mean, making Utopia isn't generally hard to do anyway, and yeah, just having a rank up spell on hand just helps a lot as well for bringing this guy out. Yeah, it's one of the things I prefer to do when playing my Utopia deck. I mean, Utopia The Lightning is generally the best play, along with any Utopia double plays, but this is one of the more fun, most definitely. And coming in at number 7 is Heroic Champion Excalibur. One of the very best warrior Xyzes. Like basically any warrior deck that can make a lot of use out of him. I mean, he's no Utopia the Lightning, but he can still just become a 4K beater just like that, and run over most things. it's definitely a fun, easy solution to some problematic monsters. I even remember I actually played him in my Dark Magician hero deck for a little while, just because I could, and Rainbow Neos actually. I would still play it in Rainbow Neos if I wanted to, but there's too many situations that require the extra deck monsters I currently have in there. If I had the space, I would still play him. Gotta love Excalibur, all the same. And coming in at number 6 is number C39, Utopia Ray Victory. Another number 39 Utopia upgrade that I just find more fun to go into. I mean, like I said about Ray V, like Lightning and Double are generally the better go-to plays, but again, this is one of the most fun ones, especially late game. Technically, it can help run over any monster, really. There's probably not going to be a situation where you're facing down a 10,000 attack monster, which can go toe-to-toe with a Utopia, but all the same though, it has its own built-in honest effect, making it guaranteed to run over whatever it battles, which can be more helpful, and I believe it negates the effects of that face-up attack target, which can be helpful as well. And it functions like an ancient gear monster as well, where spells and traps can't be activated until the end of the damage step. Like, other monster effects could still be used though, like an honest, but all the same though, like still definitely worthwhile, and I actually really love this guy as an ultimate rare. And coming in at number 5 is a more generic rank 4, Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon. I think, I don't know, I feel like this would be my favourite Dimension Dragon. I like Starving Venom as well, and although Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon is my favourite Pendulum, I kind of like Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon more, just because he's more generic, and definitely another helpful card that can run over pretty much anything, unless it has targeting immunity, which is a problem. Or is just unaffected by monster effects anyway, but still. Other than that though, Dark Rebellion can help get you out of a jam, especially late game. Like, if the opponent is on 2500 or less, definitely go for this guy, because that will guarantee you the win, provided they have no back row or no Karibo or something, I don't know. I mean, there isn't much else to say about it, really. Yeah, Dark Rebellion rocks. And coming in at number 4 is Ebon Illusion Magician. He was actually my favourite Xyz monster for a little while, considering what he is. Definitely a worthy asset in Dark Magician decks, like even before, well actually just before the support from Dark Illusion. It did annoy me though that this was a Shonen Jump promo originally, and I had to wait 2 years before I could play it in a tournament. Like, that's even worse than when I had to wait for a year before I could play The Shining in Legendary Hero and Dark Magician Hero. It was absolute BS. All the same, when I saw what this card could do, I just had to have it. Even if I couldn't play it in tournaments right away, like, I actually bought 2 copies of these online, like, because I could. One of which is right here, the other currently resides in my Dark Magician deck. I used to play 2 though, but I found myself in a lot of situations where I never needed a second one. But it's still a cool card though, just summoning Dark Magician from the handled deck, just simply by detaching a material. Well, I know it can special summon any normal spellcaster, but Dark Magician is the one people usually go for. It is a shame that it doesn't special summon one from the grave, but then again I guess it would have been a bit too good. But all the same though, it's just an absolute must in Dark Magician nowadays. Like, there's no way around it. Even if you're only able to play one, and there's also a Dark Magical Circle on legs as well, which is great. It's not an effect that I like having to use. It's kind of like Circle, where I won't really use it unless I absolutely have to. Whether the card is actually a problem, or whether I can actually win the duel by doing so. And definitely the Xyz, you want to go for early game to start things off, regardless. And coming in at number 3 is Digusto Emerald. A card practically made for Dark Magician, really. Because obviously there was the whole Prismagician combo where I'd send Dark Magician with Prisma, find a way to make this guy and bring Dark Magician back. But he is of course mainly used for his Pot of Avarice effect, which is great as well. But for other decks that play normal monsters, it's just a nice way to bring them back. Although special summoning a Dark Magician from the handled deck is great for me, what I like just as much is just reviving a Dark Magician from the graveyard. In fact, the best way I was able to do it was special summon Prisma off Summoner Monk, use Prisma's effect, then make Digusto Emerald, and then bring Dark Magician back, something which I did quite a lot from 2013 to 2016. Well, I guess I should say 2017, because I still played this card on my rank 4 engine in my Dark Magician deck, like even with the newer support. Well, at least the support from the Dark Illusion, but then when Emerald got banned, there wasn't any point playing that build. But all the same though, I loved how I was able to get 2 Emeralds and 2 Dark Magicians out in one turn. The combo for doing that was basically what I described earlier. Normal Monk, discard a spell, special Prisma, use Prisma's effect, reveal a Dark Magician fusion, send Dark Magician to the graveyard, make Emerald, detach and special that Dark Magician, and then I would go Instant Fusion, Special Norden, revive Prisma, and although Prisma's effects are negated, I can still pay the cost of the effect, or attempt to use it, which is reveal and mill, but he just won't gain the name Dark Magician. Then make another Emerald, then bring that Dark Magician back. But that's only possible though if I detach the Prisma from the first Emerald. That was important. But of course that can't be done anymore because first Emerald got banned and now he's currently limited. And I don't even play my rank 4 engine in Dark Magician nowadays. I wish I could, but I just can't based on how Dark Magician is played nowadays. It's still definitely among my top 3. And in at number 2 is my original favourite Xyz monster, but still my favourite number 39, Utopia, the very first Xyz monster that was revealed, and the very first one I ever got. He is an awesome card, even though people only use him these days to make Lightning. Either that or combo him with Utopia Double and Double or Nothing, but I've still liked him for what he could do anyway. Be a 2/5 beat stick that could negate attacks. That was still great, and has always been one of the most generic rank 4s, which I always stuck with, even when people weren't playing him anymore for a while, like in the late Zeal, early Arc 5 era, where they'd only focus on things like Dark Rebellion, Honor Arc, Castell, Cowboy. Of course, I'd played him in Dark Magician for as long as I could, but ended up having to set him aside anyway, which was annoying. But I still played him in almost every deck I had. Like even his own deck. I've still got the core of my Utopia deck. Yeah, although I don't play him in Dark Magician anymore, I still play him in whatever deck I can, all the same. And finally, in at number 1, my favourite Xyz monster in the game, at least right now, is Utopia The Lightning. This is probably a surprise, but it's true. I actually like Utopia The Lightning more than any other Xyz monster. Not so much fun when it's used against me though. I mean, it is another love-hate card, but all the same, when I'm using it, it's just fantastic, and it's a great card to get me out of a lot of jams. It's a great out to Ultimate Falcon. I mean, that's generally what people use to try and get rid of it. And not just that though, when I was using it more in a lot of my decks, I use it to get rid of a Leo Dancer or a Chaos Max Dragon, just things like that. It was a very nice, simple out to things like this. Yeah, and I'd play it in whatever deck I could. I know, I guess nowadays Utopia Double is generally better, but you know, Lightning's just as good as well, because at least when he attacks, the opponent can't activate anything at all, whereas they still can activate something against 5,000, 10,000 attack regular Utopia. There's not much else to say about it, really. I mean, I know George doesn't appreciate me summoning this against him, but, you know, there's too many situations that call for it. You know, it's one of the few monsters I can attack with safety with. Yeah, there's just no other way, really. And to be fair, like, I know he also doesn't like my Utopia deck, but, you know, making lightning isn't the only thing I do with my Utopia deck. Like, I generally prefer to win with Utopia Ray Victory or Utopia Ray V, but you know how it is, like, too many situations just call for Utopia The Lightning. And there we have it. That is my list of my top 10 favourite Xyz monsters. Let me just show it again in all its collection glory. Yeah, pretty cool, right? And let me know what your guys' favourite Xyz monsters are in the comments section down below. And don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe if you haven't subbed already. And I'll catch you guys later. Stay safe and I'll see you later.